Hello and welcome to Agents of Screen. I'm Miles.
I'm Adam.
And we're on our way to interview a very special guest.
What? Really?
Yes.
Who?
Social media sensation with over 3 million followers, interviewer to the stars and talented young actress in her own right.
Are you talking about who I think you're talking
the
about?
The one and only Amber Doig-THORNE.
Amber Doig-THORNE?
Amber Doig-THORNE.
Oh, right,
Let's go. Welcome, Amber.
Thank you very much. All good.
On this beautiful day.
I know, it's so sunny. I feel like I'm on holiday.
You seem to be a lady of many talents. You're an athlete, you're a vlogger, you're a comedian, interviewer.
Stop it.
Actress,
yeah.
Most recently, which we'll go into much later. But how would you describe yourself?
So obviously I'd like to describe myself as an actress, but that's a venture that I'm still embarking on. I've only had a couple of roles. So I'd like to say like actress, comedian who happens to be like a content creator as well, because that's like a whole other side.
What do you feel most comfortable doing? Because you know we spoke about like video editing.
Yeah.
You just started doing acting. What do you feel most comfortable doing?
So even though I've only just started acting,
yeah.
like my whole life I've always felt really comfortable in front of a camera. Just when I was at school doing like pantomimes, comedy's always been my thing. So I think whether it's like doing comedy on stage or comedy in front of a camera, just acting and comedy together just feels so natural for me. In person, I'm not the funniest person, but like if it's scripted, then it's great.
Was that always the plan to get into acting then?
Yeah. So even when I went to university, I did a degree in theoretical physics. It's like completely unrelated.
Yeah.
But my plan was to go into banking, like make a good sum of money, and then move into acting with like a solid base behind me.
And how's the plan gone so far?
Well, I'm not in banking, as you can see. So when I was at uni, a couple of months before I graduated, that's when I made my first Facebook video, which like I'm really fortunate, it just went crazy viral. And then when I graduated, I kind of realized I was at this crossroads and I was like, right, I can go down the banking route and then go into acting. Or I can take a massive risk, try and do social media as a full-time job, which I knew would lead into acting because nowadays social media is taken over from like classical media. So I read something recently, you know Sophie Turner in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
So that role was between her and another actress, like same experience, same look, same everything. And Sophie got it just because she had more followers.
Wow.
So with this in my head, I was like, ooh, maybe the media could help, so I'll take a risk. And it's like been my full-time job ever since. And now I'm acting more as well, which is awesome.
You touched on your acting role that you're in. So you're in the up-and-coming movie Fang Dub.
Yeah. So I'm in Fang Dub, which I'm trying to remember. They told me when the premiere was. I think it's in September, October time. But a couple of people have seen it. I haven't seen it yet,
wow, okay.
so I'm like quite nervous looking forward to it. And I was in another film in March called The 7, which is a horror film.
Yeah.
And that's also premiering in October.
Touching on the film Fang Dub, can you tell us a little bit about the movie and the role you play?
Yeah, so I've got a supporting role. I can't tell you too much about the film.
That's fair enough.
We're not going to tell anyone.
To be fair, well, it's not like it's being recorded for the internet. I play a role called Kelly, and I'm one of the lead guys' wife. My role is super short. It's probably like a minute in the film. Don't really say anything, just give a bit of attitude.
Okay.
But no, I am looking forward to the film, and there's a lot of other Facebookers in it as well. And I think it's probably the first film that's kind of relied a lot on social media and other social media stars to boost the profile. So I think it's going to be interesting how it turns out.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that. So it's the film 7 with the man himself, Dean Cain, Superman, that as people most commonly known him as.
The OG Superman.
So you said it was an amazing experience. And it's a horror film for people that don't know. Did anything spooky happen on set?
So, as I was saying to you earlier off camera, I'm terrified of ghosts. So I'm like super aware. It's weird because I have a scientific background, so I know that ghosts can't exist, but I've had ghost experiences myself. So I'm like, okay, they do exist. They can't, but they do, if that makes sense. So the whole film, like the rough plot of the story is that way back, there were 7 demon worshippers in this house, and they make a sacrifice.
I'm scared already.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure this is one for me.
Well, it's got to scare you at the beginning of the film, right? So I can't tell you what happens, but something happens, and then hundreds of years later, they've built a school on top of this house. And there were 7 demon worshippers, so the number 7 is really important, hence the name 7.
Yeah.
So whenever 7 school kids are trapped in the school and they're locked in, it's as if the demon worshippers come back, if that makes sense, and then bad things start happening. So one of the days that we were shooting, we kind of got locked in the school, and I couldn't find anyone, and it was like just the cast, and there was like 7 of us, and I was like, oh my god, the film is coming to life, this is gonna happen, we're gonna die, and I was really stressing, and then I realized someone just locked the door by accident, and it was all fine.
Was it by accident?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
None of us have died so far, touch wood. So, who knows?
So just on the subject of horror movies before we move on, what's your all-time favourite horror? Are you a fan of horrors?
I love horror films. So they really scare me, and I'm that person in the cinema, you know when people hate it when people make noise? I'm in the cinema and I'm like, oh my god, no, don't do that! Like, I massively overreact.
It's very much like Miles.
Yeah, see, we should go and see horror films together. We'd be as bad as each other. I'd be like, no! You'd be like, stop! Oh, which one's my favourite?
That's a very difficult question.
Oh my goodness, there's too many.
Or
so
what scared you the most?
What scared you the most?
Oh, okay, so what actually scared me the most? Have you seen the Japanese version of The Grudge?
Yes.
That scarred me. Like, I love horror films, and I saw the American version, and I was like, eh. Yeah. Saw the Japanese version, I was like, hell no. No horror films for a while.
They do it so much better.
They do it legit. And
The Ring as well.
Oh my god, terrifying me. The Ring's another one.
The Japanese one, yeah.
Yeah, because when I come out of the shower and I've washed my hair, and it's in front of me, apparently I look like the girl from The Ring. My parents!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if I'm like wandering around the house and doing my hair, obviously I flip it in front of my head, and they started saying I look like this girl from The Ring, and I hadn't seen it, so I thought, oh, that's probably a compliment, I'll watch it. Not a compliment. Not a compliment at all.
There's no love like a mother's love.
Well, thanks, man.
On the topic of movies, so in case you didn't know, we're actually movie experts.
Okay.
We're certified. We got the hoodies and everything.
I mean, I'll judge that because I like to think I'm a movie expert, so...
Well, that's why we got here. So in your expert movie opinion, now, who do you think's got the better hoodie here?
Do you have the thing on the sleeve? See, I prefer...
You can say it.
I prefer navy, so for me, I would wear that. However, that's the better hoodie because I like the writing on the side. This is more 2018, this is more like...
More minimal.
It's okay.
Minimal, yeah. Minimalist, that's okay.
Minimal is good.
I'll take that one on the chin.
But navy's a better colour, so, you know, win-win.
So I still want that one though.
Yeah,
you did. I love it. Does this mean I can get a hoodie now?
No, not yet.
Put in a good word?
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Before we move on, so we spoke about your horrors. What about this year? What's been your favourite movie this year?
Avengers.
Yeah, Infinity War?
Yeah, absolutely loved it. There was so much suspense. I was just so excited for it. As I said to you, we literally talked about this earlier. I did say I felt like I needed a therapist afterwards. It scarred me. It took about a week to recover, but no, I definitely think it's the best. There was just so much going on, like bringing all of those different worlds together. I just thought it was amazing.
I hope you kept the therapist number because I think you're going to need one for when Avengers 4 comes out next year.
I have. I'm like, you just stay here. You're going to have to help me through all of these.
That was your favourite film this year.
Yeah.
For the rest of the year, which one are you looking forward to most?
So I'm looking forward to different ones for different reasons. Yeah. I'm really excited about The Incredibles. Like, the first Incredibles came out. The characters are amazing. There's so many quotes. Edna mode, I feel like that's me. I'm like the shortest person in any social situation. And I'm really excited for Fallout as well. I'm like a really big fan of the Mission Impossible series, and I just love that Tom does all of his own stunts. I just think he's amazing. Yeah. I feel like he'd be a really cool uncle. Like, I want him to be my cool uncle, and then I can do these stunts with him. But he's not.
I saw on the Graham Norton show, he actually broke his leg during one of the stunts.
Yeah, some of the stunts they were doing on this one was crazy. They did a halo jump, which is like a really low altitude. No, it's a really high altitude jump, sorry, from like 30,000 feet. Yeah. And they had to craft this like special, this is what I mean, I'm a movie expert. No pressure, guys. So they had to craft this like special oxygen mask, and they had 3 minutes every day to film it because they wanted to do it at sunset. And just the amount of work that went in, and it was like a crazy ass stunt as well. Like, no one's ever done it. I'm just like, that's going to be a good film.
The Mission Impossible is an underrated movie series. I think
they are. I totally agree with you. I love them so much, and everyone thinks they're just a bit meh.
Yeah, exactly.
But each of the films individually, like, I love them.
Really good, yeah. So movie expert.
Yeah.
Now movie star.
We can say that.
Yeah, we'll say it.
Thank you.
But before that, you were an interviewer. Is there anyone that you got starstruck by, or who?
So I'm still doing interviews. You're saying it like it's a thing in the past. No, I still do that. I love that part of my life. It's awesome.
And any funny stories in relation to those interviews that you did?
Oh, there was one funny story. I'm not sure. I should be able to say it because I literally put it in my interview. I'll tell you that in a minute.
Okay.
I don't really get starstruck because, like I said, when you're on premiere red carpets, you kind of get used to being around these people.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like I said, my first red carpet, I remember I was just fangirling. I was like, oh my God, there's Mel Gibson. Oh my God, there's someone else. And I was just like, I don't know what to do with myself. But anyway, I diverge. I get distracted. So, funny stories. Have you seen Blockers? Cock Blockers, that film. It's got John Cena, Leslie Mann, directed.
Oh, yeah.
Directed by Kay Cannon, who did Pitch Perfect. Yeah, so I interviewed John, and he was amazing.
I saw that interview,
I'm like, did you like it?
Yeah, I did like it.
So it was difficult because I walked into the room and obviously I couldn't see him. Wait, you don't get the reference? You did.
Yeah,
I'm glad that one person did. You can't see me. Thank you. So yeah, he was like, that was a really, really fun interview. Like, he was great because I'm starting to do more fun interview ideas instead of like a straightforward.
Generic,
that's what I started out, and I feel like that's what you have to start out doing. But now they're letting me do like really fun ideas, like would you rather, who is most likely to. So with John, I did a would you rather, which was great. And then I did a similar one with Leslie, who acted in the film, and Kay, who directed it. Now, this is the funny story. Prepare yourself.
I'm waiting.
There's a part of the film where they do butt chugging, which is when I'm not going to go into details, just watch the film, okay? So I was talking to Leslie and Kay, and I was asking them, what is your favourite moment from the film? And what I meant to say is maybe it's something to do with John Cena butt chugging. But I mixed up my words and said, maybe it's something to do with John Cena butt plugging.
Okay.
And they were like, what? I'm like, butt plug? I didn't, butt plug, okay. And I said butt plug like 3 times. And I was like, why am I saying butt plugging in front of like my favorite actress ever? What is happening? And everyone was laughing. And I was like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Yeah.
That's for the R-rated version.
Well, luckily it's an R-rated film. Yeah, maybe, but I was going to cut it out of the interview, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to keep it in there because I thought it was funny, give it a bit of slow-mo, and people loved it.
So I guess being in this business and industry you're going into, being in the limelight, appearances, everything, you obviously look amazing, by the way.
Why, thank you. So do you guys.
Oh, thank you. But we were just wondering, actually, who do you think's got the better feature? Miles' beard
guys,
or
let's
about
not
my
do
hair?
this again. Okay, I gave you the hoodie. I'm going to go with you for appearance. You've got one each, okay?
Okay, we'll take that. It feels like it feels like a pity one, but I'll
cut
take
the
it.
testosterone with the knife.
I'll take it as it is.
So you're well known for your prank videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
How did that all start, and what made you decide to go down that route? I know we spoke earlier about when you finished uni.
Yeah.
You had came out at a crossroads, and you had to decide whether to go into the banking or. But how could you give us a little bit more background about that?
Everyone always says, how do you get into the industry? How do you get the following? And the truth is, it was a complete accident. It wasn't meant to happen. I just made a video kind of as a joke. It was like a prank video, and I thought, 10 people will watch this. And then I remember, because at the time I was doing this West End Bollywood show, and I was about to go on stage when I uploaded it. So I uploaded it and thought, when I come off stage, it'll be in an hour. It'll be at 100 views. And I came off stage and it was 1 million views.
Wow.
In an hour.
Wow.
So I just thought, okay, there's obviously a bug. They've added an M when they didn't mean to, and it's 1 view. Great, well done me. So I waited, and then I did something else, came back 2 hours, 2 million views. And I was like, this is not happening. I've never seen this before on Facebook. Because on YouTube, there's so many viral videos. But at the beginning of 2016, that wasn't really a thing on Facebook. And for the next few days, it just kept going up and up and up. And I was still at uni, but I was like, this is amazing. Maybe this could lead somewhere. So kept on making the videos, and it was with a friend at this point. So it was on his page, not my page. So I didn't really have any social media. And by the time that I graduated, we'd got 1 billion views in 6 months. 1 billion.
Wow.
Which is just
I
crazy.
Can't even imagine that.
I still can't comprehend it. It was 2 years ago, and when I say it, I'm like, oh, that's 1/7 of the world's population.
Wow, when you put it like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it got to a point where I graduated, and I had these banking options lined up, but I knew that I'm one of those people, I believe in fate, I believe in karma, and the part of me that believes in fate thought I'm in a really fortunate position right now, I should make the most of this. But my parents are my best friends, so I thought, right, let me go to my parents and see what they think. Because they're I'm not actually sure how old my parents are. I always think they're in the 40s, and apparently they're in the 50s. So they're 50-something. So they're a bit older, and I thought, well, obviously their generation is all traditional media, not social media, so obviously they're going to say banking, because it's a guaranteed income, all of that. But I thought I still want their opinion. So I went to them expecting them to say banking, and both of them were like, no, you need to do social media. And I was so surprised. I was like, wait, what? And both of them were like, yeah, look, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's literally now or never. We've seen how well the videos do. If you put effort into this, it can go crazy, and obviously it can lead into acting. So it's actually because of my mum and my dad that I'm doing what I'm doing. Oh, nice family story.
Shout out mumsy and dad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Love you, Mum.
I have a confession, actually.
Okay.
I actually looked into your Instagram.
Okay.
And I saw a couple photos.
Yes.
I was just wondering if you could just give us a background into some of the photos, maybe 3
Oh,
or so.
God, what photos are they?
Don't worry, nothing embarrassing at all. We wouldn't do that to you. We wouldn't do that to
He
you.
says, look, what he means is deep dive. And
Yeah, you
really
deep dive
dig in.
stalking
We scrolled a lot.
pre-2017.
Yeah, if you got a like back from 2016.
That was you?
it's
I
probably
wondered
us.
who that was.
No, why are you exposing me?
Listen, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
It's okay, everyone's creeping nowadays, it's fine.
I have to deny all allegations. Just confirm that, please. Thank you. But yeah, I'll just do 3 photos. The first one is this one. I don't know if you can see it with the glare.
Oh, so that's... Okay. That's my cat, Cairo.
We might have to explain this because
So
this
when
looks
was-
like cruelty.
What? Oh my God, no! It's not cruelty.
I might have to call the police
So
right
when
now.
when was that? Okay, don't. Lisha, I am I love animals so much. Like the amount of times that I've been in the car with my mum. I'm from York originally, so I went to school there and then moved to London for university. But the amount of times that she'd be driving me to school when I was younger and there'd be like a duckling in the middle of the road or a bird. And I'd be like, stop! And then there's like a massive queue of traffic. I'm like, you let that duckling cross the road. We're not killing him today. Like, I love animals. I'm like a really big animal person. We have 2 cats at home. So we have Tigger, who I've had since I was like 10. And then Cairo, who I've had since I left school. So I think about 5 years. And Cairo, he's a bit, I love him to bits. I was going to say if he's watching, like he'd understand this. I love him to bits, but he is a wild cat. He's like a Bengal cat. But any small spaces he will get into, like he loves boxes, he loves bags. So I've explained to him, like, you don't want to get stuck in a plastic bag. No, like, obviously I'm not going to explain the situation, but I've been stuck in a plastic bag a few times. You know when you've just got food shopping and then when you're younger, you climb inside the bag and then it's like a sack race and then you get stuck.
To everyone.
Exactly. This was last year. Anyway. So I've been in this situation, so I understand his problem. But yeah, that was just one of the days and he would not come out. Like, I was trying to get him out of the bag and he was like, no, this is my home now. So I was like, well, I'm going to put it on Instagram.
The second picture that we have is this one here. Don't know if it's clear.
Oh, the knee brace. It is so sexy.
What happened?
I am very, very accident prone. Like, really accident prone. So that one, when I was at university, I played a lot of lacrosse and I went on lacrosse tour playing lacrosse. And I just landed funny, really badly sprained my ACL, came back, it was starting to repair, had that knee brace on, played another game of lacrosse when they told me not to, and I was like, I'm tough, I'm a hard woman, I could do it.
Orders.
Re-sprained it again. So I was like, great.
So when you do your stunts, when you're in your movies, is that in the back of your mind?
It is. So in the 7, I had one stunt that I had to do. I'm not going to say too much about it, but it wasn't even involving my knees that much, and yet I still kind of damaged my knee. Like it was kind of to do with like being. Okay, I'll just tell you. Oh no, I can't. Oh, it's a bit of a spoiler. Yeah, I can't really tell you what it is.
We'll cut this bit out. Don't worry.
Off the record?
Yeah, of course.
This is totally off the record. Yeah. Okay, so.
A few moments later.
No, but this is legit. You can't put this in. I'm telling you, you can't.
Oh my god.
No, this is what I'm saying. You legit can't put this in.
Okay, final picture.
Yeah. Oh no, what is this?
No, don't worry. It's just this one.
Oh, yeah, so me and Ben have a thing, we go way back. So the photo, so basically this was a premiere for, what was it for?
Was it Batman vs Superman?
No, I think it was for The Accountant.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yeah, it was quite a while ago. So no, the actual story is, I was just Snapchatting on my phone, and then I was like, who's in the background? And I didn't realise it was Ben Affleck, and I was just like, oh my god, it's Ben Affleck! So I was trying to get a photo, but I was already recording on Snapchat, so I was like, oh, I need to record him. And then my manager took that photo, and then when I was looking through the footage later, I realised, because I was just talking about some, I don't know what I was talking about. I was like, so guys, I'm wearing this colour dress because of this, like girl things. And then he just said this, oh my god, and like it was shaking and you couldn't see him at all. And I was like, why does this have to happen? Like, I love Ben Affleck. And then my manager sent through that, and I was like, my life's been made. But it literally looks like when Babe doesn't want to take a photo.
Yeah, so when you do your interviews, you like to play a little game, you know, what if? So
yeah.
we're actually going to play that with you now.
Would you rather? Okay.
All right, so quick fire questions. We need your first answer.
Oh god,
right,
okay.
so
Let me prepare myself.
You're on the spot here.
Oh dear.
All right.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, that's good.
It's okay.
You're not ready.
It's okay. Go.
Would you rather go without never having pizza again or never having ice cream again?
Oh. I think this is the most difficult question I've been asked in my entire life. Oh dear. I would have to go with eating pizza because on average I have like 3 to 4 pizzas a week, and ice cream normally only once a week.
Which do you prefer, Cyprus or Trinidad?
Well, I've been to Cyprus, so I feel like I have to say Cyprus, but obviously I'd like to visit Trinidad, but I've never been, so I can't judge.
Yeah, so go in with...
Cyprus.
Cyprus?
Yeah.
Did you say Cyprus? I heard Cyprus.
I said Cyprus.
We'll go with Cyprus.
Oh, no.
Okay, excellent.
Would you rather be a Pokemon trainer or go to Hogwarts?
Ooh.
That's hard. That's
hard.
Asian screen, this is where you get the pressing questions.
We don't hold
Pokemon
back.
trainer.
Ooh, wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
I like Harry Potter and I like Hogwarts, but I went to a boarding school and it was kind of like Hogwarts, minus the magic. So I feel like I've had that phase in my life. Now it's Pokemon time.
Join Avengers or join the Justice League?
Avengers.
Yeah.
Come on, who would say Justice League? No offense.
Can you say that into the camera again?
Avengers. Although if I was ever offered a role in like, DC, obviously I'd say it. I like them both, just not as equally. Oh dear.
Would you rather share your browsing history to the world or share a toothbrush with a stranger?
Oh, browsing history.
Share your browsing history?
Definitely browsing. I would not want to share a toothbrush. I'm a bit OCD with germs.
Last one, so with your cereal, or we'll just say milk in case you don't eat cereal, would you rather have warm milk or cold milk?
Cold milk?
Oh, yeah.
Who has warm milk with the cereal?
Some psychopaths.
Monsters!
I know.
They walk amongst us every day.
That's so gross. There's probably one here. Which one of you guys has warm milk? Disgusting. Oh, no.
That's why we all go to church.
Weird. Well, he needs to, clearly.
What is next for you? Obviously, we spoke about where you were a year and a half ago. What's next for you? What's going to happen in the next year and a half?
I want acting to be my main thing. It's always been my aspiration. It's what I've always wanted to do, and I'm finally in a place where I can focus on it. So hopefully you'll be seeing me on like the big screen.
Hopefully soon we'll be reviewing one of your movies.
Oh, that would be cool.
And then you could feature in the review of your own movie.
Oh, it's like movieception.
That's
I
so
like
real.
it. Okay, let's do that. We have to shake on it. This is going to happen.
Cool.
Yep. Every film from now on. Sorry, guys, you're locked in.
Say that. That's contractual. Yeah, that's it. I think the last thing is just make sure we're not actually being pranked. You're not.
Is the interview over?
Well,
I still have time. No, I'm joking.
Okay, we're safe. Good.
Well, yeah,
Cool.
thank you,
That's
Amber,
it.
for joining us. Thank
No,
you
no
so
worries.
much.
Thanks for having
Thank you
me.
so much. Yeah, so I've been Miles.
I've been Adam.
I've been Amber.
We've been the Agents of S.C.R.E.E.N. Thank you again. Oh yeah, thank you. Before I forget, thank you to The Cafe for allowing us to let us film in front of here. I got the green lover, you know. It was delicious.
No ginger.
It was delicious. But thank you again. See you soon.
So I think that went really well.
Yeah, I think it was a good interview.
Man.
But what I will say is I think I won that little battle that we had going on between us.
What are you talking about? It was 3-1 to me.
No, I have it as 3-1 to me.
Well, how?
I think I won the beard one she gave you, but that was out of pity though.
No,
so I'm
like my
taking that
hair.
one. No, I'm taking that one. I think I want to take that one. And she said my hoodie was better, so that's already 2-0. So you're already losing. How are you
Right.
coming back from that?
So she said she'll prank me.
Yeah.
She said that's a point. She
Oh,
said
that's
she-
3-0 then.
No. She said she'll prank me. She said that's a good thing that she would want to approach and prank me. And then
That's
she,
debatable.
And then she said she likes Cyprus better than Trinidad, mate.
She never been to Trinidad
Well,
though.
she
I
still-
might have to take her.
She still picked Cyprus. I'll tell you what.
true.
She called it a draw, 2-2.
2-2.
Man, good effort, man.
good.
Good effort.